Ladies and gentlemen, you see, every single day you get a brand new chance, a fresh page, a new beginning. But too many of us, we keep waking up carrying the same weight from yesterday, the same fear, the same doubt, the same story we told ourselves when we were hurt, when we failed, when somebody told us we weren't enough. And we keep reliving it again and again, like it's a script we can't escape. But let me tell you something. You've got to renew your mind, not just once in a while, not just when you hit rock bottom, every single day. You've got to remind yourself of who you are and where you're going, because the world, men, it's noisy. It will fill your head with lies, distractions, comparisons, and fear if you don't fill it with something stronger. You think champions wake up accidentally confident. You think people walking in purpose just happen to stumble into clarity and discipline. No, they make it a routine. They feed themselves truth. They talk to their soul before the world has a chance to. You've got to do the same. You've got to wake up and say, "This is the day I choose strength. This is the day I choose focus. This is the day I remember why I'm still breathing." See, if you don't renew your mind, your old thoughts will run the show. That insecurity, it'll whisper every time you try to rise. That failure from 5 years ago, it'll still hold the mic like it's got something new to say. But when you renew your mind, when you choose to focus on growth, on gratitude, on discipline, you take the mic back. You stop letting your past write your future. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not magic, it's not easy, but it's necessary. You've got to treat your mindset like your body. Feed it daily, strengthen it, train it. Because if you don't, it weakens, it drifts, it surrenders to negativity, and life is too short, way too short to live under the weight of yesterday. When you wake up tomorrow, don't just scroll your phone. Don't just complain about the weather. Take 5 minutes. Talk to yourself like your life depends on it, because it does. Tell yourself the truth. Speak your goals. Forgive yourself for yesterday. Declare victory over today. Every great life begins with a disciplined mind. So make that your practice, not once, not sometimes, but every day. You do that and watch. Watch how things begin to shift. Watch how your courage grows. Watch how your perspective changes, not because the world changed, but because you did. That's the real power, and it's already in you. Let's stop pretending like change is gonna knock on your door and drag you out of bed. It won't. Change doesn't come looking for you. You've got to go after it like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. See, we live in a world where people keep waiting for the perfect moment, for the right opportunity, for somebody to rescue them, validate them, fix them. But the truth is, nobody is coming. It's you. It's always been you. You've got to decide. You've got to wake up and make the choice to become better, to leave the excuses behind, to stop blaming your past, your parents, your circumstances. Life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And that change, it starts with the person staring back at you in the mirror. People talk a lot about wanting success, wanting peace, wanting love, but wanting is cheap. Doing is what separates the dreamers from the doers. You can't pray for a breakthrough and then sit still. You can't talk about growth and keep doing the same thing that's been keeping you stuck. It doesn't work like that. The road to real change is paved with discomfort, discipline, and decisions, hard decisions. I've seen too many people with talent waste it because they refuse to grow. They refuse to own their mess, their habits, their attitude. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you don't make the decision to rise above your limitations, you'll stay exactly where you are. And I don't care how old you are or what you've been through, it is never too late to change, but only if you take responsibility for your life. Stop waiting for motivation. It's not always gonna be there. You've got to move even when you're tired, even when you're scared, even when no one is clapping for you. Because real change, it's not about how you feel, it's about what you do. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you give your power away. Every time you say, "It's not my fault," you give your future away. Take it back, own it, you're not stuck. You're just scared, but fear is a liar. Fear is the enemy of progress. You don't have to feel ready, you just have to move. Take the first step, then take another and another. The person you want to be, they're not out of reach. They're already inside you, waiting for you to step up, waiting for you to show up. That version of you doesn't arrive by accident. It's a choice, a daily, disciplined choice. You have the power you always have, so stop waiting on a sign. Be the sign. Pain is part of the process, but it's not the end of your story. You hear me. You've been through things that tried to break you, tried to bury you, tried to convince you that your best days were behind you. But here you are still standing, still breathing. And if you've still got breath, that means the purpose is still alive. That means your journey isn't over. See, too many people believe that pain is a dead end, but pain, real pain, that's a signal. It's a sign that something is moving, something is changing, something is growing. You've got to stop thinking that just because it hurts, it's over. The truth is, some of your greatest growth comes from your deepest wound. I know it's hard, I know it gets lonely, I know there are nights when the tears just won't stop, days when you question everything. But listen, don't you dare give up in that dark place. Don't you dare let the devil lie to you and tell you that you've failed beyond redemption. Because your pain has a purpose. It's shaping you. It's revealing who you are. Not who people said you were, not who your past tried to define you as, but who you were created to be. You are not broken beyond repair. You're being rebuilt for something greater. That heartbreak, that betrayal, that loss, it didn't take your purpose, it just uncovered how strong you really are. Sometimes the storm isn't there to destroy you, it's there to reveal you. Stop asking, why me? Start asking, what now? Because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. The truth is, you don't get to the mountaintop without going through the valley. You don't get to glory without going through the grind. And you sure don't discover your power by living easy. Pressure makes diamonds, baby. Fire refines gold. And your pain is building something powerful in you. So no, you're not too far gone. No, it's not too late. You may have messed up. You may have taken detours. But as long as you've got breath in your lungs, the mission is still alive. Your story is still being written, and somebody out there needs what you carry. But they'll never see it if you stay stuck in shame. They'll never feel it if you keep hiding in the hurt. Step out, not when you're perfect, not when everything's fixed. Now as you are, with all the scars and all the lessons, that's where the power is. Your pain didn't come to destroy your purpose. It came to unlock it. Now it's time, stand up, walk forward, and don't look back, because what's ahead of you is far greater than what's behind you. You keep saying you're waiting on a sign, waiting on a door to open, waiting on the right time. Let me tell you something. You're not waiting on your destiny is waiting on you. It's been sitting there, fully loaded, engine running, just waiting for you to get in the driver's seat and take control. But you can't move forward if you're sitting in park, blaming life for not handing you the keys. Let's be real. At some point, you've got to stop asking, when is it going to happen for me? And start saying, what am I doing to make it happen? You've got to take responsibility not just for your wins, but for your life, your decisions, your discipline. Because what you don't own, you can't change. People out here waiting for the stars to align, waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect opportunity. Let me tell you, there is no perfect moment. There is only now. And what you do with now determines what comes next. You're either building or you're stalling. You're either preparing or you're procrastinating. There is no in between. You've got dreams. That's beautiful. But dreams without responsibility are just fantasies. You've got to wake up every day and say, no more blaming, no more wishing. I'm taking the wheel. I'm the one who sets the tone for my future. And that doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. It doesn't mean the road's gonna be smooth, but you can't be passive about your purpose. You can't sit there waiting for somebody to come along and do it for you. Nobody owes you your breakthrough. It's not owed, it's earned. Earned in the dark when no one's watching. Earned in silence when nobody's clapping. Earned in those moments where quitting feels easier than continuing. See, responsibility is power, because when you stop blaming, you stop giving your power away. When you stop pointing fingers, you start lifting yourself. That's where growth lives. That's where breakthrough happens. Right there in the space where you look at your reflection and say, it's on me, and that's a good thing. Because if it's on you, that means you're not at the mercy of your past. You're not trapped by your upbringing. You're not defined by what they said or what they did. You've got the power to choose differently, to speak differently, to live differently, so don't wait. Don't delay your calling because fear wants you stuck. The moment you take responsibility is the moment you begin to walk in authority. You want your life to change. Good. Start moving like it. Start talking like it. Start acting like the version of you that's already living in the future you keep praying for. Words are powerful. Don't you ever forget that. The words you speak over your life, over your situation, over your future, they carry weight. They carry life or death. Every time you open your mouth, you're either building something or you're breaking something down. And the first person who hears your words is you. You're speaking directly to your own spirit, whether you realize it or not. Too many people out here are walking around defeated, not because life beat them, but because they've been talking themselves out of victory. You say things like, I'm tired, I'll never make it, I'm not good enough. You're casting a spell over your own future with your own tongue. And then you wonder why things don't shift. You wonder why your spirit stays low. You wonder why your life feels stuck. Listen, you can't keep cursing yourself and expect blessings to show up. What if I told you that your breakthrough starts with your mouth? That the chains that keep holding you back might just be the ones you keep wrapping around yourself every time you speak doubt. You've got to flip the script. You've got to start speaking life even when you don't feel it. Speak strength even when you feel weak. Speak peace even when the storm is raging around you. That's not being fake, that's walking in faith. Don't wait until things get better to change your language. Change your language and you'll start to see things get better. Your words are the thermostat of your life. If you keep talking cold, you'll stay cold. But if you raise the temperature with power, with vision, with truth. You'll begin to feel the heat of momentum rise in your life. You want to see change. Start your day not by picking up your phone, but by picking up your spirit. Speak over your life before the world has a chance to tell you who you are. Say, I am strong, I am focused, I am favored, I am built for this. I don't care how crazy it sounds. Say it until your soul believes it. Say it until your mind catches up with your mouth. Because the enemy doesn't just want your life. He wants your language. If he can control what you say, he can control what you see. Don't let him have it. Guard your mouth like you guard your future, because they're connected. You can't speak defeat and expect to live in victory. You can't speak fear and expect to walk in power. Talk to yourself like someone you believe in. Remind yourself of who you are. Encourage yourself. Prophecy to yourself. Nobody knows what you need like you do. And even when nobody else sees it, you've got to speak it anyway. Because your words, they're not just sounds, they're seeds. And one day soon, you're gonna look around and see the harvest of what you kept saying, even when it didn't look like it yet. Let me tell you something, you were built for this. I know life can hit hard. I know some days it feels like everything is crashing down. Like you're carrying more than you can handle, but I need you to hear me loud and clear. You are stronger than you think. You didn't come this far to fall apart now. Everything you've been through, every test, every storm, every sleepless night, it's been preparing you for this moment. See, life doesn't test the weak. Life doesn't waste time breaking down what can't be built back up stronger. You've been chosen to carry something heavy, not because you're weak, but because you've got the strength inside you that most people can't even comprehend. That struggle you went through, that pain, that disappointment, it didn't come to destroy you. It came to awaken the warrior in you. You see, pressure is not your enemy. Pressure reveals your power. Diamonds are formed in the dark, under intense heat. Steel is forged in fire, and your strength, it doesn't show up when things are easy. It shows up when everything around you is screaming for you to quit, and you choose to rise anyway. That's strength, that's power, that's you. Don't let fear fool you. Don't let that voice in your head tell you you're not ready. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to feel fearless to act in courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward in spite of it. You don't overcome by being perfect. You overcome by refusing to give up. You've already survived some of the hardest days of your life. Look back. There were times you thought you wouldn't make it, but you did. You're still here. That means you're undefeated. Don't forget that. Don't let a bad day make you forget your power. Don't let one moment of doubt cancel a lifetime of potential. Stop shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. Stop questioning whether you're good enough. You've got a purpose bigger than your pain, a mission greater than your mistakes. You don't have to be like anyone else. You were designed with something unique, something divine. Own it. Walk in it, and when life pushes back, push harder. When it knocks you down, get back up. Not because it's easy, but because you're built for this. Say it to yourself every morning, every time you feel weak, every time the fear creeps in. I'm built for this. I can handle this. I was born for this. There's a fire in you the world hasn't even seen yet, but they will, because you're done doubting, done waiting, done playing small. You're stepping into your strength, and once you do, there's not a force on this earth that can stop what's been planted inside you from rising.